Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warohmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nuzul Fahmi and my ID number is 20400122035. So here I'm going to answer the question that has been given to me. So let's move to the first question. The first question is, what do you know of the formulation stage and synthetical knowledge? Okay, the answer is the formulation stage is the activity of creating or preparing language production by choosing the right words and sentence structures to combine to produce meaningful utterance. While synthetical knowledge is the knowledge that synthetical knowledge is the speaker's skill in putting together the properties of language, namely lexical and grammatical properties that will convey his abstract concept in his mind to be spoken in communication. The second question is, what is the relationship between formulation stage and synthetical knowledge? Well, the relationship between the formulation stage and synthetical knowledge is in the process of forming precise and meaningful utterance. The formulation stage is the process by which one chooses the appropriate word and sentence structure to express the meaning one wants to convey. For this process to be successful, the speaker must have synthetical knowledge, which is an understanding of how words can be combined according to the rules of grammar to form grammatically and semantically correct sentences. The third question is, what are the differences among lemma, lexeme, word, vocabulary, as well as entry? Well, the differences between a lemma, lexeme, word, vocabulary, as well as entry. So, lemma is the basic mental concept of word before it is transformed, while lexeme is the actual form of a word that includes the grammatical variation. And then words, the form of a word used in speech or writing. And then vocabulary is the collection of all known or available words in a language. And the last one is entry, is the complete lexical information of a word in a dictionary. For example, lemma, run is lemma, runs is lexeme, ran is running, runs is a word, and then round and another word is vocabulary, and then the explanation of run in the dictionary is called entry. That's all. The fourth question is, what do you know of grammatical encoding in the formulation stage? Explain your answer and give example. Okay, the answer is grammatical encoding is the process of combining or selected lexemes into coherent sentences by using implicit knowledge of grammar. This process involves two main steps. The first one is functional processing, which is assigning synthetic roles such as subject, object, and action to the selected lexemes. And the second one is positional processing, which is determines the appropriate grammatical patterns to organize the lexemes into grammatically appropriate sentences, such as adding inflections, articles, or verb conjunctions. The example is, if a child wants to express that a man is washing the car, he will perform grammatical encoding, which are, the first one is functional processing. He will assign man as the subject, car as the object, and wash as the action. And then positional processing, the example, determines the grammatical pattern such as present progressive tense, so that the resulting sentence is, he will say, the man is washing the car. So that's the explanation and the example.
Next question. What do you know of the articulation stage and phonological knowledge?
Okay, the answer is, the articulation stage is process of transforming concept in the mind into clear and comprehensible speech. This phonological knowledge transforms abstract ideas into audible utterance and ensuring effective communication. And then phonological knowledge. Phonological knowledge is very important because it helps us to determine the right sounds to convey a message. It also helps to combine these sounds into comprehensible utterance, whether in the form of syllables, words, phrases, or sentences.
The sixth question is, what is the relationship between articulation stage and phonological knowledge? Explain your answer.
Okay, the relationship between articulation stage and phonological knowledge would be, the articulation stage refers to the act of pronouncing a concept that produces a series of utterances that are clear and effective. To be able to carry out the articulation stage with these qualities, we need phonological knowledge. Phonological knowledge can be understood as our ability to form sentence according to the concept in our mind, and then pronounce them with the right sounds. So that is the relationship between articulation stage and phonological knowledge.
The seventh question is, what is phonological rule and what are its characteristics? Explain your answer.
Okay, the answer is, according to Hayes, 2009, phonological rules help a person convert abstract ideas into sounds that can be spoken and understood. Phonological rules have several features, namely intuitive, which is speakers can naturally recognize whether a word sounds right or not. And the second one, not formally taught. This rule are learned naturally and unconsciously through interaction since childhood. And then language specific, which is every language has its own phonological rules that differ from other languages. And then productive. These rules can be applied to new words, as the book test, where the new word can be pronounced correctly by native speakers.
Okay, next question. What do you know of phonological encoding? Explain your answer.
Okay, that I know about phonological encoding, it is Warren defines a phonological encoding as the process of converting the abstract form of words into sounds. That's all.
Well, the ninth question, or the last question, as a whole, can you explain the process of language production?
Well, the answer is, the process of language production starts from the conceptualization stage, where abstract ideas are formed in the mind. At the formulation stage, these ideas are converted into word, words and sentence structures by using synthetical knowledge to ensure the sentences are grammatically correct. And then, grammatical encoding is then used to combine lexemes in grammatically correct sentences. Next one, the articulation stage. Utterance are produced with the help of phonological knowledge that ensures the sounds you uttered the correct and easily understood. And then finally, phonological encoding gives voice to the abstract form of words, turning them into clear and coherent utterances. So that's all about the explanation. I'm sorry if there are so many mistakes from my speech. Thank you for your kind attention. Akhirul kalam, fasabrun jamil, wallahu musta'an. Thumma assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.